Gonna make a quick update video on the bus. I know some of you came to the channel for the bus build and it's still going. It took the winter off. I didn't want to work on it in the cold or expose it to snow or anything, but it's still here. Sorry if it's windy. It always is. But I was going to show you something that I bought for it. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, link will, be in the description. It's in winter mode right now, so all the bedding's gone, but we took it out once last year. Made a nice bed back here for us. It's queen size. Built it up. It's got lots of storage underneath. Fit a couple bikes, stroller, the essentials. The tabletop that we cut down, turned into a countertop. Eventually there will be a sink right here on this side, I think. But I sold one of the seats out of here, so and I picked up new seats that are individual captain's chairs, and they actually have seat belts, so that's a plus. So my kids will actually be wearing seat belts. But what I found just recently was this stove. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. And the guy pretty much said make me an offer on it. And I've been doing a lot of stove research. And I thought by looking at the pictures I could tell by this what brand it was. But the guy seemed pretty desperate to sell it, so I offered him $80 for it. And he took it. And I went to pick it up. Turns out it has the original manual and documentation for it. And believe it or not, I don't think it's ever been used. This thing looks brand new. It even had the documentation was actually in here still. Now I don't think the gravel's supposed to be in here, but it is a forged stove, which if any of you know your wood burning stoves, they are mighty expensive. So I thought it was a steal of a deal. And I'm going to figure out how to get it mounted in here. And then I got to go through the process of cutting a hole in the roof, running chimney. There's not very many videos actually online that show how to put a wood stove on like your RV or bus. So I'm going to try to document this. Hopefully people find it useful. From all the residential code I've read, that the stove needs to be like between 24 and 36 inches away from flammable surfaces. I don't think this wall counts since it's metal. And you got a wood wall right here. And I measured it where it's at. It's 36 inches right there. And it's pretty close as far as the couch. Now you have to take into consideration that we're not going to be living in that. We don't live in this full time. It's more just take it camping, tow our toys or my drift car to events, stay warm type thing. Go camping. So it's going to be monitored most all the time. So having it a little under 36 inches right here, I don't think is going to be a huge deal for us. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments if that's a absolutely horrible idea. But I'm going to try to make it work. And maybe someone can tell me as well if I need to put something under this floor, like a piece of sheet metal or that Durarock concrete stuff. But for now, what I'm going to do is I need to measure this and find out what size chimney pipe I need to make it work. Because I know for some reason chimney stuff is really expensive. So I'm measuring the outside diameter, which appears to be 6. Yep, 6 on the dot. So the outside diameter of this circle is 6. So the inside diameter of these, or my chimney pipe, will need to be 6. And I've had a little debate about whether to get single wall or double. A friend suggested single because it's cheaper for one, and two, I actually kind of want to keep the heat in the bus, so it would dissipate the heat better in here. But it just means it's hotter to the touch, and I have 2 small children, so it might be not ideal. But 6 inches, I'm going to go shopping online, and I got to figure out, cut a hole in the roof. I haven't got the stove or the chimney pipe for the stove yet, but last year I picked up these actual bus seats, or like sprinter seats. They have seat belts, so that's a plus. I wanted some for my children. So I am removing the stock bus seats, and we're going to be putting these in. Boy, that was a long walk to carry that clear over there. So I'm going to pull this guy out. They come with these brackets on, or they came with these brackets on them. I'm thinking I might just have to cut that off and drill my own holes in this, and that way it'll mount up to that stock rail right there where the stock bus seats bolt up. But I'm gonna unscrew this one and get this one pulled out real quick. Well, I made the mistake of walking all the way out here, not really realizing I couldn't get a cutoff wheel out here. So these are the plates that are on these seats, and I see why they are the way they are, is to space it out for the seat belt here. So I'm going to cut that angle off as close as I can. I'm going to drill some holes, and then I'll bring the drill out and we'll drill our own holes, or see if we can reuse these factory bus ones they got right here, like those. But I got to do it to both sides. So I'm going to unbolt these plates from the seat, and then I'm going to run them back up to the house. These plates. Run them back up to the house, and I'll cut them off. But yeah, these seats will be a nice upgrade. They're high back. They got seat belts, way better than the stock bus seats. Most of us have ridden buses, and they're pretty awful, but these ones don't look too bad. I need to clean them up a little. I had to buy a bunch of them. I think I bought, well, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 of these kind, and then one other. It was like I think it was like a rear seat that was included, and then it came with like 3 or 4 others. And I sold some, and I think it was last year, but I think it paid for all of these. So these are essentially free. If they're not free, they probably only cost me about $10. So I think it's a good budget upgrade for now, until I don't know. I don't know if we'll actually build new seats, but these might suffice. And also, these legs are shorter than the bus leg, the original bus seat legs. So we're gonna have to space this up a little bit. I'm thinking like a 2x4, so 1.5 inches, 2 inches would be enough. I should have brought my tape measure too. So I'm gonna unbolt these, run up to the house, cut those off, drill holes, bring them back out, and I'll bring a tape measure and a 2x4, and we'll see if we can make these level and comfy. Now I can go through this mess in here, see if we can find some old bolts to bolt those through. A bucket of bolts. There we go. Everyone's got a bucket of bolts, right? Mine are not organized, so I always dump them out and end up have to put them all back right where they came from. But such is life. Some hefty ones. That way you can actually bolt to the bus without worrisomeness. But that means I also have to find a nut to go with them. Hopefully it's not too windy. It's kind of windy yet again. Now we just got to drill some holes in the plate. We'll be all set. Let's do that. All right, we got our pieces, got our drill bits, we got our tape measure. I brought the seat right here because I've been making different swings for the kids. This one was the worst, sadly, but it was the most recent. I was thinking maybe we'll just turn this into a swing, cut the legs off and attach it somehow. But I wanted to measure it. So from seat bottom to post is about 10.5, roughly. 10 5/8. So when we get out to the bus, we'll, it's gonna take a 2x4. We'll measure that out and see how close we are. All right, let's see where we're at. See if I was close. So we got 9 1/4. So we're 1.5 inches. Wait, something like that. That's close enough. So a 2x4 sized something might just do it. But for now, let's get the plates in here, and we'll see if we can drill them out for their mounting. All right, got the one bolted up. The plate part, this one right there. So I'm gonna rest it over there. Kind of get a rough idea of where I want the seat to be. And we'll mark some holes, and then we'll have to drill some new holes. So I was way off. 2x4 makes it too tall. So let's figure something else out. It's about right there. Well, maybe it's about level now without the. Oh, that's right, because the bracket was pointing down, and I just cut that much of the bracket off. So you know what? It might actually be level as is. Huh. Look at that. So I just want to get a good seating position. Feels about right. So now we got to get down in there. I obviously have to scoot this in a little bit more if possible. Of course it's not, because we're hitting the seat belt, which was why that was there to begin with. But I think that's about center on that left hole. So I'm going to drill some holes. There's one. Can't see that, but I did get one, promise. It's hard to point this thing down, but you get the idea. Just drilling into this metal railing over here. So there's the 2 pilot holes. Go to the bigger bit and get her done. All right, got those done. Obviously, we'll have to re-vacuum this thing. Okay, now I'm going to set the seat in there. See if we can still get some holes to line up. Never had much luck doing it this way, but hopefully we can get it. It looks about right. Let's see. Okay, got my 2 bolts. guys see anything? If I do it from the top, I can't reach the nuts on the bottom. Maybe I'll just try to drop the bolts through and get the nuts from there. They look like they line up. Alright, there's one. There's two. Now I can crawl under there. The miserable abyss. Okay. It's hot in here, but we got it. So it's pretty sturdy as is. I'm gonna mount this down here. If this is gonna be permanent this time, because I wasn't for sure about those other bus seats. I might actually just drill a hole through the floor and mount them real secure. But for now, I think that'll work. Sit here, watch the sunset, or watch TV, you know, whatever. So you guys get the gist of that. I'm going to do it to the other side and catch up when it's done. Well, got them in, and they are a lot more comfy, that's for sure. Something to note, if you were doing something similar on this side, there's this thing called a wheel well, and the heater lines actually run there still. I didn't remove them yet, so I couldn't actually get a nut on that bolt, so I had to re-drill the holes in the rail that was on the bus, and I used some coarse thread screws, bolts, I guess they're screws at this point, and just let them self-tap their way in with a 10mm socket in my impact, and they are solid now because I couldn't get a nut on it. But yeah, I got to mount this other side, but they're not going anywhere. So I think that'll be it for the bus today. I think we made some good progress. The only other thing we need is a name. This summer or this spring I plan to get rid of all the school bus lettering on it, and we'll get rid of the stop sign out there, but it needs a name. So if you have any ideas what to name it, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.